Clueless follows Cher, played by Alicia Silverstone. Don't worry, Batman and Robin hasn't happened yet, so we're allowed to like her.
Oh, get over it.
A superficial rich brat who always gets her way. She's pretty, she's popular at school, she fails her grades, but always manipulates the teachers into changing them, but then there isn't really much of a plot for the film. I mean, she has a friend called Dion, played by Stacey Dash. Their enemy is a girl called Amber, played by Eliza Donovan, who's always competing with them. They find a girl called Ty, played by Brittany Murphy, and decide to call her up and make her hot, but I mean, there's not much different. She's attractive before, and then she's attractive after. What exactly was the change? Anyway, she ends up becoming stuck up like them. Who would have seen that coming?
Boy, they came out of nowhere.
Cher also fancies a guy called Christian, played by Justin Walker, who ends up being gay. She's a big daddy's girl to her father, played by Dan Hedaya, and she even has a stepbrother called Josh, played by Paul Rudd, who is still the exact same age as now.
You're funny.
Oh, and another random appearance consists of Rex from Toy Story as the teacher Mr. Hall, Tuck from Scrubs as Dion's boyfriend, and hey, Breckin Meyer as a stoner skateboarder stereotype called Travis. The film is basically Cher being an uptight cow, taking Ty under her wing until she becomes one, but then Cher starts to realise the error of her ways and decides to change before her and Josh fall for one another and get together. Incest! Only in America! Because it's not blood related, it means it's okay. The film is loosely based on the Jane Austen novel from 1814 called Emma, updated, and allegedly Alicia Silverstone didn't even need to audition for the part, which is really weird because those considered for the role consisted of Reese Witherspoon, Zooey Deschanel, who also tried out for Amber, Alicia Witt, Kerry Russell, Tiffany Thiessen, Angelina Jolie, and Gwyneth Paltrow. So all of those names were considered, but then just disregarded. You know what, we'll just give it to Alicia. She doesn't have to try out, just give her the part.
Excuse me?
Paul Rudd actually auditioned for the part of Murray, Christian, and another character, Elton, who didn't do much, so he isn't even worth mentioning. The part of Stoner Travis was considered for Owen Wilson, definitely has the voice for it,
That's F.
and Seth Green. Terrence Howard and Dave Chappelle both tried out for Murray. Jeremy Renner was considered for both Christian and Josh, a part that was almost given to Ben Affleck and Zach Braff, while Jamie Walters was considered for Christian. Sarah Michelle Gellar was considered for the part of Amber, but her soap opera All My Children refused to let her have time off to shoot. And Harvey Keitel was another option, but he was just too expensive. Filming took place between November the 21st, 1994 and December the 31st the next month, and the producers actually sat in on classes at Beverly Hills High School to get more in tune with the student world. And Clueless was released on July the 19th, 1995. It was actually a big shock, but ended up somehow grossing $10.6 million in its opening weekend, only losing to Apollo 13. It sent Alicia Silverstone, who was unknown at the time, to stardom, and it gained insane cult following.
It's the bomb!
Entertainment Weekly selected it as the 7th greatest high school movie ever made and the 19th best comedy of the last 25 years, and in 1996 a spin-off television series continued. A few of the film stars returned, but Silverstone and Rudd had soaring careers at this point and didn't come back. And even a series of books would follow in the late 90s. Unfortunately, co-star Brittany Murphy would sadly pass away from a drug overdose in 2009. The remaining cast reunited in 2012, and it was this film that inspired Iggy Azalea's music video for Fancy. But maybe that's not the best thing. Clueless isn't a terrible film. It's alright. But I don't quite understand why it's in the 1001. It's just a generic romantic comedy. I like a good rom-com, but I fail to see what really makes this one any different. Maybe it set the standards, but films like American Pie would do a much better job. I can see the appeal, I guess. I can see the cult status. It does have some bizarre charm with it, and you can tell the actors had a whole lot of fun of making the film. But one that you must see? I mean, it does have some funny moments, including Breckin Meyer, who's having an absolute blast in this.
Tardiness is not something you can do all on your own. Many people contributed to my tardiness. I'd like to thank my parents for never giving me a ride to school, the LA City bus driver for taking a chance on an unknown kid.
There's a part where Cher brags to her father that she manipulated the teachers to change her grades, and he's actually really proud of her. It's superficial, but it is kind of funny. She sees these things as good deeds and not being horrible. It's innocent. I mean, she's still a nasty person, but hey, at least she's honest about it, and sometimes it's funny. Oh, and this is the funniest line of the movie.
Hi, Daddy. This is my friend Ty.
Get out of my chair.
Well, that and
It's like a totally important designer.
And I will totally shoot you in the head.
the thing is, the lead character isn't very likable. I get it, it's a transitional piece, she has to learn the error of her ways, but I just don't really feel this journey is written that well. A protagonist doesn't always have to be likable as long as they're interesting, but she's not really. She uses her looks and charms to get good grades, she tells Ty to not bother giving Travis her time because they don't associate with those kinds of people, and then for some reason realizes how douchey that is when Ty does it to him later in the film. You taught her that, you know that, right?
Well, I am such a retard.
But there's no real developing on these issues. Basically, Ty is picked on at the mall, and literally the very next day she uses this story to somehow become popular and becomes a horrible person. I don't get it, and when pressed for the reason,
You've got to help me get Josh.
you fancying Josh is the reason you're being a prick to everyone else. What?
Why not?
It's out of nowhere, and then she's back to being normal before too long, so it was kind of pointless. And this just vanishes as Cher likes Josh, and literally with no acknowledgement for the rest of the film, Ty suddenly likes Travis again at the end for no reason. It's just all over the place. The relationship with Cher and Josh is so random and out of nowhere. She goes on a date with Christian, and then there's a slight few seconds where Josh seems uncomfortable to show jealousy, I guess, but that's it. I mean, why this random revelation? Did he just suddenly realize, oh yeah, she's got boobs, she's hot? Then it's ignored. Then when Ty likes him, suddenly Cher is jealous and realizes it, but is full on, oh my god, I'm in love with him. No, I mean she actually says that she's in love with him.
I love Josh.
Don't get me wrong, they're actually really adorable together, but there was just no indication. They teased each other a couple of times, but this was just rushed in out of nowhere, just like Cher's transition from douche to lovely little angel. The script is all over the place. And as explained, there's no plot. Sometimes a film can work with no narrative, but this one just comes across like the writers just had to come up with scenes until they had a feature-length script, rather than trying to write a coherent story. They just give Cher something to do. She goes to the mall, she goes on a date, she does this, she does that. And then after all of that, when she finds out that Christian is gay, it's treated so dramatically. Oh, and Ty likes Josh, so the spoiled brat can't get what she wants, and we're supposed to feel sorry for her. But we don't. It's impossible to feel sorry for her.
Why am I even listening to you to begin with? You're a virgin who can't drive.
Why should we feel bad? Oh no, she can't get a driving license because she drove like a maniac. Oh, the beautiful woman that everyone wants to be has no friends. Oh, she can't pork her brother.
Outside, the cars in the city go rushing by.
This is the most generic 90s opening in movie history. I also think Alicia Silverstone's acting is really questionable. Sometimes she's adorable and kind of passable, but other times...
Ms. Stoger, that machine is just a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Wait, what the hell is she wearing on her head? Was this ever in style? Look, Turk sags his trousers in 1995 and people still do it today. Evolution has stopped working, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and the slang is so dated.
Hello, it was his 50th birthday. Whatever.
God, I miss the 90s. Well, except for this. What the hell is this now? These aren't hats. What is this monstrosity?
Cher, get in here.
Yes, Daddy?
Am I the only one who cringes when teenage girls call their father daddy in films?
Getting Marky Mark to take time from his busy pants-dropping schedule to plant trees. Josh, why don't you just hire a gardener?
You know, maybe Marky Mark wants to use his popularity for a good cause.
Give it a few more years and he won't just be a crap rapper, he'll be a crap actor too.
Okay, but street slang is an increasingly valid form of expression.
He clearly messed up the line on the word expression.
Okay, but street slang is an increasingly valid form of expression.
Just do a second take, it's not that hard.
Get back in the car.
Leave me alone!
Fine.
Hey, where are you going?
That actually is an incredibly accurate depiction of the female mind. Leave me alone! Okay. No, wait, come back!
I don't want to be a traitor to my generation and all, but I don't get how guys dress today.
Have you seen what your best friend wears? You have no right to insult someone else's wardrobe. I mean, what the hell is this? It's like Popeye crossbred with Ted DiBiase.
Dollface?
Who the hell says dollface? It's 1995, not 1956. Also, before she finds out that Christian is gay, she tries seducing him. That means, just after saying she was saving herself for the right guy, she instantly wants to bone him after one date. I'm waiting for the right guy. I'm saving myself. Oh look, Tom Hardy, let's fuck! Also, wouldn't Christian have told her that he's gay? She finds out through Turk here. I mean, when he picks her up, she clearly believes it's a date, as does her father, and he doesn't even bother correcting her. He just lets her believe this for far too long, the douche. And could these screams of terror actually sound any more unconvincing? help someone? Maybe they could. Cher manages to call Josh after she was mugged, but she has no money. She doesn't even put any coins into the phone, and she just says she's in Sun Valley, yet he somehow knows her exact location in Sun Valley.
ASL.
Amateur Skateboarding League.
No, it means age, sex, location. God, the 90s didn't mean anything to you. Your research sucks. The film is okay. It's just sort of there. I don't think it belongs in the book. It's just a very bland, generic romantic comedy that isn't too different to any other one, for any positive reasons anyway. Clueless just sort of exists.